Good afternoon and welcome to this edition of Generación STEM Get Future Ready live stream. My name is Marifer Zavala, Graduate Assistant for Generación STEM at Texas State. I'm so excited to be back for another Get Future Ready session. This week I am joined by a very special guest, Daniel Payan. It's a pleasure to be able to chat with you today about your career development.
Thank you for having me. It's a great opportunity to be here. I'm super excited about it.
Thank you. It's so great to have you here. Before we get into the more technical part of this conversation, will you please give us a bit of background about yourself?
Yeah, for sure. I'm a senior at Texas State University. I study computer science and business management. I'm an undergraduate research assistant at DataLab, and I'm also the president of the Data Analytics Club.
Sounds great. And we asked you to be here today because we want our students to learn about what career opportunities are available for them to explore. Can you share anything about your own career development journey?
So, when I first got to Texas State, I was still kind of in the midst of what I wanted to do. Um, at first, I wanted to do law, then I got into business, and then once I started my business major, I wanted to kind of make it a little bit more specific. So that's why I also added on the computer science major. From there, I started developing my coding skills and kind of getting a little bit of a grasp for each little thing and kind of like dipping my toe into each little part of it until finally I got to experience data science. And that's when I really settled in on like, this is what I want to do. So I started going on LinkedIn Learning, which is a resource that we have through Texas State. I did some courses through that. And just through my research, I really started honing my skills. And I figured that's what I want to do. And that's where I've been going so far.
Great. Can you tell us more about the Data Analytics Club?
Yeah, so the Data Analytics Club is fully student driven, and essentially what our goal is we want to hone our skills for all of our students, and we really just try to emphasize whatever the students want to do. So in data, there's a data set for essentially every interest, right? And what we do is we have our students pick an interest and we kind of vote on it. From there, we grab a data set within that realm, we pull it, and then we just start basically playing with it. We clean it up. We'll start manipulating it, kind of pulling different variables and just trying to see how different things tick. So, for example, right now we're working with like the spaceship Titanic Kaggle data set. And essentially, what we're trying to see is we're trying to make a model that predicts which one of these like passengers on this spaceship get transported to a different realm based on their different variables, like whether their age, how much they spent on different things, if they were VIP, so along those lines.
That sounds like a really interesting project that you guys are working on. And can you tell me what steps you took to professionally prepare for your own career path?
So as far as that goes, right now, a lot of that came through my research. So last year in the summer of 2021, I got accepted into the SURE program, which essentially what it is it's an undergraduate research program that partners you with a professor at Texas State, and it helps you first find a mentor and then start working on a project. That was my first experience with data science, and from there, you just kind of build that mentor and student relationship and start building towards like these future jobs. So now that I want to get into data science, what I've been doing is I'll ask my professors, and I'm really getting involved with the data science field at Texas State. And I think that's the major key for trying to build your professional development is just getting involved, because at Texas State and at any university, there's going to be a community within your interest. So if you get involved and you start asking questions and you start getting these answers, it's really the people you start meeting that give you those that help.
And if a student was considering your career path, what things can they do while they're in school to better prepare them for this type of role?
Um, I think it just goes back to really making sure you get your classes in line, but also just getting involved. I think that's a big step, and I think that's what really pivoted my education at Texas State, where it went from I'm just going to class and I'm going home doing my homework, that kind of routine, to really I'm going to class and I'm starting to apply my education while I'm learning it. And I think that's a major key in making sure that you're not only learning it, but you're also starting to implement it. So, because that's what you're going to be doing when you start working, you're going to be applying what you're learning. So, if you have experience doing that prior, it's going to have you offer much more when you get to that table.
Yes, and from your perspective, what is a skill set that you think students should prioritize developing outside of the classroom? And is there a particular professional skill that you would emphasize to be important for your profession,
Um,
your
I
future profession?
I think the biggest skill that a lot of people, especially in like computer science and that type of field, should emphasize is because a lot of people get stuck thinking about these technical skills, like learning these coding languages, learning how to do this and that. I think a big skill that they need to learn is communication. I think that goes a long way, especially in data, because it goes far to be able to model your data and start presenting it, but it goes further to be able to actually tell that story that you're trying to represent. And you need to be able to do that for these different audiences as well.
Okay. And can you tell us how you became the president of the Data Analytics Club and how that came to be?
So, so it's actually funny. Last semester in the spring, I wanted to start a data club because I hadn't really heard anything of one at Texas State. So I looked into it and I found the data analytics club was a thing, but it looked kind of like dead, like nothing had really, there was no updates for a couple years. So I messaged the president to make sure I wasn't like blindsiding them by making a new club. And she told me that ever since COVID-19, they had been kind of on like, they'd been down and they didn't have a lot of membership anymore. And that really, they took a big hit from that. So last semester, they let me join as the marketing officer. And from there, I started really trying to bring it back to life and started to rekindle that fire. And then through those efforts, they allowed me to become president. They elected me as president for this semester. And we're really on like that revival path right now. We're trying to recruit as many people as we can and just try to get the word out that we're back and we're trying to grow. Because there's this kind of like data science wave happening at Texas State. So we're trying to emphasize that through our marketing and also collaborating with these different groups like the Google Developers Club and ITSA.
Very interesting. Thank you so much for sharing that. I hope more students get to learn more about the Data Analytics Club and give it a try. And thank you all so much for being here today and getting in tune. And thank you, David, for helping our students learn more about the Data Analytics Club and your career path and possible ways to prepare them for entering the STEM workforce.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Have a great day, everyone, and see you next time. If you're a student at Texas State working towards a career in STEM, please reach out to us so that we can help you navigate your STEM career development at Texas State. And you can find us at genstem.coc.texasstate.edu. Thank you.
Thank you.